Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another live stream, and it's dark. I don't like this. If you can hear lots of crunching, Rocky is now eating a pig's tail. So that'll keep him quiet for a little while. Hope everyone is well. Wow, 5 people. I'm the last one in. So what's been happening? It's been a crazy week. Another 1,432 viewers, 7 new subscribers. So if this is your first time watching, welcome. And we've got some extra one in the 7 days views this week. There's lots been going on. Good evening, Richard. So we've got the top 5 this week. Coming in at number 5 this week, views, is the unveiling of the new the Slade album. This box set at 77. Now, coming in at number 4, it's not an album review of anything. It's the long medley that I put together from the songs that Joe and I did on our show last week. 53 people have actually watched it, which is quite impressive. But coming in at number 3 is that top 10 of long prog songs. 77 people. Now, an astonishing one coming in at number 2 is the Coverdale and Page album that I did a review on in July of 2021. It's one of the first album reviews I ever did. 100 people this week have sat and watched it. I don't know what the surge is on that one, but there we go. But coming in at number 1 this week, it only went up yesterday lunchtime, and that's the Stranglers. 119 people have already watched it, probably more since I put this together. So that is one of the biggest views I've had in 24 hours. That is amazing. Thank you very much for watching. What else has been going on? Good evening, Mick. So in the last 28 days, there's been 5,688 views, 20 new subscribers, top 3 for the month. Coming in at number 3 is the unveiling of the Slade live box set, 165 views. Coverdale and Page, 167. Can't believe how many people would watch that, because before that hardly anyone had watched it. But still at number 1. Will it be number 1 next week? It's Richard and I's top 10 number 1s from 1970s, 236. Now that could change this weekend, because we are doing the 80s on Saturday. And the overall figures, we're growing and growing. 105,945 views since we started, and we've now got 547 subscribers. No change really in the top 3, Jethro Tull, Derek Riggs, but status quo is now, the very first show is now over 6,000 views. And last week's Battle of the Day views, it was a very easy one really. Rainbow won it by a country mile. Absolutely hammered Ian Gillan. So there's the winner for last week. This week's is already up. It's between Bread and Eagles, to get your votes in. So what have I got for you next week? Right mixture next week. On Monday, we're starting off with an album ranking of an American alternative rock band called Cold. They were big a few years ago. Really good band. Classic album next week's a bit different. It didn't sell much outside of Australia and New Zealand, but it's a classic. It goes down in the books as a classic album. It's Crowded Houses and Temple of the Low Men, which will be good. Tuesday album ranking. we're starting a new story, and it's actually a viewer's request of Rick Wakeman. Someone asked me to rank the albums of Rick Wakeman. There are so many, we've decided to split it up into decades. So we are starting with the 1970s on Tuesday. So we got part one of ranking the Rick Wakeman albums from the 1970s. Retro ranking is also a viewer's request. Now, Richard, you're going to have to let Alan know. This is the one he asked for, Bucks Fizz. He is a member of the Facebook page, so I will put tell Alan, Richard, that I'm going to put a thing underneath so he knows it's there. Marathon next week is probably one off. I've put in. I'm going to do the complete catalogue of the multi-talented Fleetwood Mac. Next week's Battle of the Debuts. Now, this goes back to the 1980. This is the beginning of the new wave of British heavy metal. Now, these two albums came out a matter of weeks. We're talking about Def Leppard and Diamond Head. So I'll be seeing which of them is best. That's going to be a tough one. Oh, hi, Ralph. Welcome back after your disappearing. Nice to see you back, mate. Yeah, album artwork next week. I'm doing one of the best to worst. And after doing Captain Beefheart's album ranking, I noticed he's got some real stinker of covers as well. So we're going to have a look at those. We'll be back here, of course, next week. News and schedules as usual on Thursday. Friday is live album day, and we're looking at one of my favourite bands. Not many people like them, but that's the Choir Boys. And the new album review, it's out tomorrow. It is The Circle, which is Sammy Hagar, Michael Anthony, Jason Bonham. I can't remember the name of the guitarist. They're known as The Circle, and it's Crazy Times. We're just going to have a dive into the laundry list of such. Dave has put the full one upon the community, so you can really have a look and see what's going on. But what I've been listening to this week, we've been listening to more Shawaddy Waddy. Only 2 more of the 12 to listen to. Chunking through Chicago at the moment, 18 of 26. New one's gone into the list today, John Kay and Steppenwolf. Haven't listened to any of them yet, though. Dead Can't Dance, I've done 6 of the 9. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, I've done 8 of the 17. I've really had a bit of a Nick Cave session this week. Helios Creed, 10 of the 23. The Straubs, 8 of the 24, still a long way to go. And Gordon Giltrap, 16 of 22. Now, when we do that, there will be a few things on this because there's not, some of his stuff's not available, but it's a really good listen. Stereophonics, 7 of 12. Palace, halfway through Palace, 4 of 8. Roger Waters, because we're looking at the solo careers of both Pink Floyd and Rolling Stones. I've listened to 3 of the 7. New one's gone in this week. Halloween, 2 of 16. Another new one in this week, Susie and the Banshees, which has been asked for, 2 of 11. Charlie Watts is in as well. Listen to one of his albums, all they're live. But ones I've completed this week are Folk Hut, Fu Manchu, Ronnie Wood, Saracen, Steppenwolf, Aerosmith. So that's what's going on. Obviously, we've had it's always sad when a musician or someone in music sadly passes. We've had Coolio sadly pass away in the last 48 hours. Wasn't my cup of tea, but I did respect what he did for the music business. So rest in peace, my friend. And talking about things, I was watching some of the Taylor Hawkins tribute. There's a few clips on YouTube. Some great people have turned out. I mean, this was from the American. I'm not going to name them all, but Nancy Wilson, Pink, Sebastian Bach from Skid Row, Geezer Butler, Chad Smith, a brilliant little set from Rush with Danny Carey on drums. Couldn't think of a better drummer to take part Neil's place than Danny. So, yeah, go and check them out. They are pretty good. And apparently, according to Mr. Keogh, I've done 616 videos. Right, let's get rid of that because I can now start catching up on what you guys are saying. So that's what's happening. Oh yeah, and next Sunday there'll be a birthday top 10 for me because it's my birthday on the 9th. So I'm going to do my top 10 for my birthday when I was born. So that's coming up. We've got others coming up the following week. We've got Joe's on the 12th and Charles's on the 17th. Right, let's hit the right button so we know where we are. There we are. I'm on full screen now. Right. Yes, Mick, it was good to see. And I couldn't think of a better drummer than Danny Carey, to be quite honest. I have heard the new Arena track. Hopefully that the album will be out this time on the 21st of October. Looking forward to that. Lights? You mean them sort of lights? Is that better? What's a bit in my face? Let's turn it that way a bit. There we go. And tonight's drink, it is not Guinness. It's called Noonan's drink. It's I don't know where the brewery is, but it's a nice stout. Yes, Saracen, I've loved listening to them. It's all right. Rocky is... I can't believe he's at that tail in such a quick time. Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm sure Dave will put that DVD into thing. I've never watched that one. I'll give that a listen. No Wallies of the week this week, I'm afraid. Everyone's been good, which makes a change. No one said anything weird and wonderful. All of what people have been writing this week has been pretty positive, and even though people don't agree with how I've ranked it, they've as I keep saying, it's what you listen to, especially with the Stranglers yesterday. Because there's certain albums that should be at the top or are not in my book. Oh, is he Charles? Oh, who's he haunting? What's he? Who's he? Who's he's having a go at now? Tastes like music. That's a new one. Okay, I'll go and have a look and see if I can contact the person that runs that and tell him about our Wally friend. If he carries on like this person in question will get banned from YouTube because he's just a menace to society. Stephen, it's already sort of in my brain, that one. So I hit that. The whole thing is actually on YouTube, and I've watched it. Rocky's got a lot to say as usual. There's nothing else. If you hadn't have hit that so quick, you wouldn't be gobbing off now, would you? You gutsy animal. Come here. Come on then, in you come. Come on. Come Come on then, in you come. God Lord. There we go. Come and say hello to everyone. Look what you've done to the back. Oh, no. You hooligan. Anyway, that's going to fall. Oh, dear, we're having a good one here. That's going to collapse on my head at some time. Yeah, I'll just leave it. Hold on, folks. Technical hitch. It's all your fault, you know. Get down. That's it. We've got a collapsing screen. I don't know. Sorry about the technical hitch, folks. Hopefully that'll stop. Anyway, going back to the falling down screen. This week's albums have all been there's a certain theme to do with that. Does anyone know what the theme is on them 6 album covers? I've heard of Epica. I've heard of some of their stuff. I might give it a listen. Talking of EPs, tomorrow we'll be reviewing this one that is actually out tomorrow. It's Echo 7's X-Ray in Use. I've had this a couple of weeks now, and I will be giving it a full review. It's out to the general public tomorrow. I do believe it's going on Spotify, because I have a Spotify page. I go and check that out tomorrow. Blimey. That's a good Richard. He thought it was okay. Oh, has he got humble pie now? Does he know why he's been banned? Oh, just having a look at the poll. 67. Oh, Mr. McCook go top of the class. Well done, sir. There, they're all debut albums. See, that one there could have fooled everyone. And probably that one. Because there are other albums before that one. But that is Gary Moore's official first debut. That one's easy. And them things. It's them two there that were things. He's never mentioned the banning. Well, I wonder why. Did you see did you see the email I sent? What he put? The couple that he'd put. Absolute disgrace. Yeah. So in between now and when is it? December the 1st. December the 1st, when we start the new things, there'll be some little ads going up promoting the new shows we're doing. So look out for them. Yes, it was rather childish. I didn't like it that I didn't like it, Richard, that he sort of tried to bring you into the equation, which I thought was not very nice. Yeah, put it on the list. Definitely put it on the list. I think I listened to Omega last year. I did listen to Omega last year. Anyway, I want to look at this poll. Which it won't let me open. 33%. So it's Eagles have got it at the moment. Oh, I've just hit the wrong button. There we go. Yeah, so there'll be little adverts appearing all over the channel promoting the new shows. So, which Dave and myself went through what we got so far, and we've got enough for the next 3 months. We're gonna go. What are you doing? Well, the good news is, Stephen, if you want to listen to them, that if you go to the community page, there is a poll on there for it as well. You've never heard of the Eagles? Good grief. Yes, he probably was. There isn't any tidbits. He's had all his quotas for today, except the 3. There's a little story. Before we go to bed, we have to play a game. He's been doing this since, he was 2 when we had him. So he's been doing it since he's 2 and he's now 12. So it's 10 years. I have to hide 3 little, and they're little ones. They're only like that. They're little sort of morsels. I have to hide them, and he has to find them. So that's one game. So we'll have them later. Except the thing with Rocky as well, sometimes if I'm watching something on TV or watching something and it gets past 11:30 time at night, he starts barking because he wants to go to bed. There's not many dogs that tell you it's time for bed. Except this one that's settled where he normally sits when we're doing recording. So hopefully he'll be quiet for the rest of the show. This is really nice, and it's not Guinness. Well, I've sorted out the Christmas, that, as I call it, no man's land at Christmas. It's that time between Boxing Day and New Year's Day. I've decided, because Christmas is on a Sunday, so we finish on the Friday, and Christmas Eve is on Saturday. Christmas Day Sunday, Boxing Day Monday, and Bank Holiday Tuesday. I'm having a holiday. I'm having 4 days off. I'm not even going to... There'll be stuff on the community from bygones out the vaults, but there is going to be no live stuff. I'm not even coming on for 4 days. I'm going to take a holiday. A 4-day break doing nothing. But I have got some stuff lined up for the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. On the Wednesday, we will be doing, as I said, the Marillion box sets. Been listening to watching there, so I'm going to rank them. And then on the Thursday, I'm going to do the top 10, my favourite top 10 videos that I've done out of that 600 and whatever. I'm going to pick my top 10 and the reason why and why I enjoy doing them. Also, I might have a rundown of the best views that you guys have, obviously, that you guys like, and why that the top 10. And then the Friday, we'll be doing the top 20 albums of the year. And I can tell you ones that will be not in that top 20. Alanis Morissette, Jeff Beck and Johnny Depp, and Muse. So if we're expecting them 4 days getting mullered. Don't know. Well, we go out for lunch Christmas Day. I used to do all that when I was younger. I don't get any fun out of it now. Yeah, Muse definitely won't be in that top 10, I'm afraid. One might be top 20, and one might sneak in, and it may be that one. Who knows? There's been so many good albums this year. Absolutely, some stonkers. Had a great album from Saxon. Had a great album from Jethro Tull. There's so many. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a tough one to sort out this year because last year I only had half a year, really. But this year I've done a full year. He's lucky I won't be travelling. Start of October, otherwise he'll be definitely getting mullered. I've got things planned for my birthday. I've got plans planned for my birthday, though. Been invited out on Saturday night that by my mate Gaz, who's been a bit poorly at the moment, but full of good spirits. Is Gaz, so if Gaz does what he's watching this, thank you for the invite, and I'll be there. Aussie, yes, Aussie, patient number 9. I'm really getting into that. Talking of new albums, last year, remember KK Downing brought out an album, and I sort of disliked it a bit. I weren't very keen on it. Someone put today about has actually watched it, and I actually put in the comments, since I made this, I've got quite fond of it. Every time we go, that one with Dave about October. A few Octobers we've been away. We usually go to Brussels, which ends up us being absolutely mullered. And there was one, I think the first trip we did, they're not as good as the original ones, Rock Beast, I can tell you that. There we go. Yeah, going back to think, we went to the bar on Eurostar and got mullered standing up. Was drinking. I can't remember what was we drinking, Dave, on that journey from Brussels to Waterloo, because it was at Waterloo in them days. It's all right. I'm catching up on. St. Anger. Oh, that album sounds like Lars Ulrich's playing a Fisher Price drum kit. Yes, Dave fell asleep standing up. Stories I could tell you about some of our birthdays. I must be the only bloke that flounced his own birthday. Been out drinking all day. Yes, you're right, Charles. I saw that. David Stone says that. Yep, absolutely right, Rock Beast. They don't sound too good at all. Oh yeah, PK, you remember that? Our good friend, sadly no longer with us. Yeah, I fell asleep in my Chinese. Someone else fell asleep in his soup as well, but we won't say who that was. But that was not a birthday. Now I'm going to go. I'm going around Gazzy's for dinner on the 8th, and on the 9th, Lee and myself are going out for a nice Sunday lunch somewhere. So that's my birthday planned. Plus, I shall come on and do my birthday top 10 before I go out. Yeah, there's talking on from Lars Ulrich. Personally, I don't think he's the best drummer in the world. he does an adequate job, but he's not outstanding. I couldn't tell you who really is the best drummer of that sort of genre. And I think one of the best drummers of fast heavy metal was Phil Taylor myself, but he was just awesome. Old Phil Taylor. Rough. Well, I noticed today that it was during the day. It's been not so very warm here, but tonight it's warm. Any hidden gems from the number 8? Well, you'll have to find out on Saturday, Charles. I know. I think Richard's got some screamers. He says. I can't remember. Let's have a quick look at my list. Which pad's it on? It's in this one. There we go. This is where all the retro rankings go, you see. Let's have a look. There's the list. There's a little hidden gem in there that people might forget. There's one that was caused a lot of controversial at the time. Cost the band mentioned a few quid. Yeah, it's not all what you call standard 1980s music in there. Yeah, it was a really good. I wouldn't put Rick Allen in that category. He's a rock drummer. I mean, I've seen Rick Allen. I saw Def Leppard on their very first tour since Rick's accident. It was on the Hysteria tour at Leicester de Montfort Hall, and I think the tour hadn't been going too long, and it was packed, absolutely packed. And they opened up with that show with Stage Fright. And all I remember, we was all downstairs and the whole place just moved. Wherever you was, you couldn't get out. It was up and down. And his drumming was phenomenal. You forgot that he'd only got one arm. Terrific drummer, but he's not a metal drummer. I'd say Tommy Lee's a good drummer. He is a good drummer. He's especially when they used to turn him upside down and that, and how he kept going, even though he was strapped in. That takes some going, because you're constantly going round in a cage, and he just played if it was the right way. And respect to the man. See, my favourite drummer at the moment, Rock Beast, is Mike Portnoy. I think he's a terrific drummer. Probably, and Danny Carey. They're the best drummers at the moment, in my books. And if Rush they've just done that tribute for Taylor Hawkins, and Danny Carey was playing drums for them, and they sounded good. And as Mick pointed out, I hope it regenerates Alex and Geddy to get out there and do something, because I would love them to be quite honest. I know that losing Neil really affected them both bad. I mean, it would really, he was they weren't just musicians in a band, they were all good friends, and it was a big loss for them, and I understand that. Yeah, you're right, Steve. And Mike Portnoy is just a phenomenal drummer. I mean, he's in so many bands at the moment. I follow him on Facebook, and the man's always playing in some band somewhere. I mean, he goes out on tour with Transatlantic, and then he's out with Sons of Apollo, and then he's doing this. The man is just unbelievable. Yes, he does, Charles. I've seen. He's a great supporter of that. Yeah, he's good. You're right, Ralph. He's good in the flying colour. He's just good in everything. And I've just noticed something. I've just looked at myself on screen, which I don't normally do. And I've noticed this eyebrow is still lower than that one. Looks a bit weird, really. Just seeing, is my face. Now, I can't still smile properly. Look. I don't know. If I'm left like this, I'm left like this. There's not much I can do about it, is there really? At least I can talk and I can drink now. That was so bad back in the day. I had to drink out of straws. My eye's perfectly all right now. Mr. Spocker YouTube. No, it does. You can definitely tell that the eyebrows, this side of my face is still lower than this side. No, I still do. I still have to exercise it. But as I was told, it'll either go back. It takes a long time. It will never go back. So, I got it in June, with July, August, September, October. It's only been 4 months, though, and it says it can take up to 9 months to heal properly. So I think I've done well, considering. Yes, I had a response from one of my comments on SOT this week, on the Nightwish. Had a message from Mr. Stephen Reed. He liked my choices. I think he's given up the ghost. He's just sitting down there wagging his tail. Are you coming up? You want to come up again, do you? Here we are. We had a haircut last week, didn't we? Had a haircut and tramples. Yeah, I enjoyed that, the Nightwish, so. And we sat and watched it, didn't we, Rob? Yeah, I can't do it. The only thing I've not done a retro ranking on my favourite tracks by Nightwish yet. Well, I think most people know my favourite tracks. Well, I'm going to do a bit more next year on retro ranking. Is do some of the bands we've done their albums. I haven't done my favourite Rush songs. I haven't done my favourite AC/DC songs. So I might do something like that. Throw one in now and again. Instead of just doing the normal weird stuff. You want to go and listen to, this week's Ladies was pretty good. Got some interesting one for next month's. Cool. I'm going to change one in the new year, though. Instead of being the last Tuesday of the month, we're going to do it on the last Friday, but there is a reason. There's a reason, because we're going to do the live albums of a certain band we've already done, the greatest ladies metal band of all time, because I want to put in a album that's a singular album as well. So got that. So we've got some new good albums coming out. We'll be reviewing. We've got Slade. We're going to do another Super Friday. I'm going to throw in Slade. What else we got coming up? I'll tell you what we got coming up. We got the new album from Queensryche. Digital Noise Alliance is coming up. The new Alter Bridge album will be out in October. We've got the new Simple Minds album. Of course, the new Arena album's out as well. So looking forward to those. I'll keep an eye on what's coming out. I don't rank every new album that comes out. Also, there's the new album from ex Nightwish, Annette Olsen, and singer from Symphony X, Russell Allen. They've got a new album out. New Suede, yes, I've listened to it, Charles. It's pretty good. A bit of a spoiler here. Suede are coming up as a full album ranking in December. I've listened to all the previous albums. I just want to make sure where I want to put the new one. So, yeah, the new Katie Tunstall album was out. Unfortunately, I didn't think much of it. It's not as good as some of her other ones, and it's never going to be as good as the Drastic Fantastic album. Yeah, the new Suede album, Charles, if you haven't heard it, is pretty good, actually. What I've heard of it so far. It's one of them albums that will probably grow on me. So, what's coming up? Gradually getting through your requests. I never will get through the requests. Yeah, when Butler left, the sound changed a bit. And I won't go into too much because it'll spoil what we got coming up. So, yeah, but I sort of agree with you on there. But the album, the new album, all I'll say is it's gone back to the older sound of Suede. I'm really looking forward to this new Queensryche album. Another band that we will do a full album ranking on probably sometime next year. Throw it in. Yeah, got some. So has anyone won any live album rankings that we haven't done? Sometimes I do. I don't struggle, but it's finding live material of bands that you want to hear. I mean, I'd love to do one on Ian Anderson, but he's only had 2 out. I might just do it anyway. But if you've got any ideas for live album rankings, Julian, I'd go away because what you said to me, mate, was unbelievably rude. You're not welcome. If you put a written apology of what you said to me, I will go. So I won't tolerate you. And don't pick on Charles either. So I'll put him on a. I've timed Julian out. Dave, when he comes back in, sort him out. He's not coming in here, upsetting my subscribers. Won't stand for that. He's on a 300-second timed out. I did a quick one. Yeah, just put them in the usual places, Stephen. If there's anything, I know you've always come up with some absolute belters. Well, I've got one or two. At the moment, I'm just going through what I've already ranked. That's how that's why if it's a bit repetitive. But I'm sure there's lots of good live albums out there. Well, there is. I feel like blooming what's his name, Blofeld. Instead of stroking a white cat, I'm stroking a black dachshund. I don't know if it was it Mick that said about doing some more Bond, like the baddies or something. I'm considering it as a one-off sort of thing. Yes, it was you, Mick. Yeah, that would be interesting. Doing my favourite Bond baddies. I could do something like that just once a month. Nothing to do with the music, but something connected. Yeah, I've done Deep Purple live albums. I did my collection because I haven't got them all and I don't want them all. A lot of them are recorded thing. I watched something. What's it? The Classic Rock Review, and his number one, Barry's, was Live at Leeds, which I think is a brilliant album. And apparently, Roger Daltrey says that Live in Hull was a better recording. Now, I've heard the Live in Hull, and I think it's not as good as the Live in Leeds, but that's all what we hear in it. He was on stage, he would have knew. And it might have been that he think it was a better gig all round. Oh, yeah. Dave and myself are big Bond fans. That's a good album, The Isle of Wight. But apparently, I was informed by Dave that I've ranked the Who live albums, but I've not ranked a full ranking of the Who. I've done a few of their albums in classic albums, but I've never done the Who. Now, would anyone like me next year sometime to do a full album ranking of the Who? Because if someone else wants it, I don't mind doing it, but I don't want to keep putting ones I want. MSG, what a good choice. I'll do a Michael Schenker. MSG, definitely. Okay, Mick, consider it done, my friend. Now you've asked for it, it can go in the list. So, Dave, pop that one in the. I think yes, that's two. That's good enough for me. I think Dave's switching because he can get into my my channel. I think he may be swapping to sort out our friend that is not welcome in this chat room as such. It's bad enough when he has a go at me, but when he starts having a go at other people, we don't have that. He's certainly not wanted. Absolute hooligan. Now, what are you doing now? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if he knows that there's something on the screen because he was trying to have a look. Apparently, that's what Richard told me. You know, he acts like a 15-year-old. I've done Gillen Live, not done Hawkwind. I'll have to write these down because if Dave's changing his user so it can... Oh, hello. Yes, got Hawkwind Live. Yeah, I don't know how... I don't know if Julian will come back in because I've sort of blocked him for 300. It was said he was going to be blocked for 300 seconds. No, MSG is going to be a live album ranking, Dave. Oh, he's getting really restless now. What are you doing now? Oh dear, he's got the coughs as well. Go on then. Cough it up. Oh, thank you very much. Well, I'll teach you for nibbling you. Have you done? I think I've done Dream Theatre. Yes, I have. And before anyone asks, yes, there will be an arena, but it's coming up in a story thing that I do with John Mitchell. So arena's got that, and also the Rolling Stones live stuff will be done when I do Bill Wyman, because of course Bill Wyman's had his dabs in all sorts. So I'm going to do a bit of a story on Bill Wyman. So as it goes at the moment, we've got Rick Wakeman, and then we get someone asked me to rank the albums of Gong. So we'll go Rick Wakeman, Gong, John Mitchell, Bill Wyman. So there's the stories for the next few months. So I'm looking forward to the Bill Wyman because I've actually seen that Bill Wyman big band. That was pretty good. They had Georgie Fame in it, and they did all sorts of stuff, including some Rolling Stone stuff and some Georgie Fame stuff. Pretty good. Yeah, I was listening to some of my old singles. Some really obscure metal bands that I've got singles of. So I'm going to do a retro ranking on the call it Jaffa rock tracks, because there are some Jaffas that I have got. It's the only thing I've got by that band. Bands I'm talking about are bands like Shy, Helix, Tony Hatch, Autograph. They're always called a poor man's Bon Jovi. So that's another one we're coming up with. I've got a very special one from Remembrance Week of Retro Ranking. Not going to do maybe a Christmassy one coming up. I've got a rough idea what I'm going to do, because I'm not going to. Last year we did singles, and they'll be thrown out over Christmas anyway. All the Christmassy stuff I've done from last year. Is he at the front door? No, he's just begging for more food. So 12 Hawkwind. Good grief. Yeah, I've got that album, if it's the one I think it is. Is that the one that's got The Answer? Yes, they are. I have done them. Well, Dave will tell you a little story about The Answer. I'll let him explain that one. Yes, IQ. Yeah, I want to do an IQ full album ranking as well. So, yeah, IQ Live. I used to work with a guy that was really into IQ. That's how I got into them, really. Yeah, I will be doing Connor's solo album. I've listened to it once. Yeah, Connor's from. And I was in a pub once, and Dave actually pointed out his dad as he walked past the thing. Yeah, Stephen, if you go into the playlists, I've actually. My playlist must be the messiest on YouTube, but I've actually put playlists of all the videos now, and it comes under the album. There's album rankings, there's retro ranking. So if you go into there, Stephen, you will find ones you've missed. They are all there. There are 616 to trove few. What at your church, Dave? He sang in the school choir at the church up the road in Downs Road. That's pretty cool. Yeah, he's got a pretty good voice. Yeah, so I will be sort of looking at Connor's solo album, but I love the answer. Always have. From the first time I seen it, I saw them on I can't remember. They supported AC/DC, and they were absolutely brilliant. Oh, there's loads in there that are worth recommending, Stephen. There is some absolute belters. And at Christmas, you'll find out. When I do my favourites. My favourite shows that I've done so far, and why. Looks like the Eagles are winning. They were winning on the community poll as well. Any sign of our friend coming back in yet, or do you think he's got the hint? Obviously, he's I don't think he will, Charles. I just wonder if he's an actual professional troller that just trolls and stalks people. I want to know how he found out that he was Wally of the Week. He should be happy that he's got a claim to fame. Anyway. Oh, there you go. So at the moment, anything that's got MMD on, it'll be Mastermind Dave. So he's changed from being Dave Keir with a spanner, so ranking on the obscure. So if you get responses, you'll either be Ian or MMD. You're going back to your own channel. Okay. So if you get any responses on, from your videos, either be me or if you get MMD, it's Dave doing it. He's pretty busy, isn't he, Dave? He nips from one to the other. Back to the spanner. Oh, dear. Yeah, I'm just saying that you do, if you put MMDs on the replies, it'll be from you. Right. I'm quite tired today, so I haven't been sleeping well. I've been waking up at silly o'clock, so I'm going to have a chill out now. So what have I got for you tomorrow? It's a Super Friday tomorrow. Super Friday. We're doing what are we doing? Supertramp live tomorrow. Then we'll be doing a new EP review of Echo 7's X-Ray in Use. And we've got a new album. Remember The Who? Not The Who with Roger Daltrey, but the Mongolian voice people. They've got a new album out called Rumble of Thunder. So I'll be looking at that. Yes, you know what my number one Supertramp live album is. I think anyone that likes Supertramp should know what the number one is. Anyway, I'm going to end it here because I'm starting to get my eyes are starting to go a bit tonight. I don't know if it's because of the bright lights or anything, but I'm going to call it a day, and because I still have to rest my eyes. Yeah, good night, everyone. I just come over rather sleepy, and my eyes are starting to fade. So I will see you all next week. See you on the channel. Don't forget, on Saturday there's the extra, the 80s number ones with Mr. Richard McCook. So look out for that one. It'll go up sometime. Bye, Charles. See you all next week, folks. Bye.